Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with my good self, Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, let me tell you that next week, if you're watching this when it comes out, I'm coming to Australia and New Zealand, Brisbane, I don't know if I'm doing Brisbane, Perth, Sydney, Melbourne, Auckland in New Zealand. Tickets to ShaneToddComedy.com. Then in March, I'm all over mainland Europe. I'm everywhere. Paris, Amsterdam, Lisbon, Barcelona, Berlin. I might know all these. Oslo, Copenhagen, and Stockholm. Tickets to ShaneToddComedy.com. It's the show that I was touring with last year, and then I'll have a break for maybe 6 months, and then I'll be back in with a brand new show, which will have been announced. I am playing the SSE Arena. Whoa. On the 9th of November. Saturday the 9th of November. It's a brand new show called Full House, and it's on sale right now, and I'm doing the full arena. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by... Thanks for the hype, boys.
It's all me.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by NordVPN. Kieran, what is a VPN? You're right, brother. It's a virtual private network, a tool that safeguards your internet connection and enhances your online privacy. It hides your IP address. They can't track you. They don't know where you are. For example, I was just in Dubai, and let's just put it this way, hotel room to myself. I was definitely watching Irish League highlights. Was watching the Glens v Lauren back. Fourth time I've watched that match. You can watch everything. I'm going to be in Australia. I'll be watching Bar Best on trains, Bar Best on... What's up?
I didn't know you could access the security cameras on the trains where you like to watch Bar.
I'm going to Australia to watch Bar Best on trains. I happen to be doing gigs when I'm there. I get to watch some of my favourite local content, Paul Rankin shows and all. Is he still on? No. I'm watching Paul Rankin on UTV making a quiche from a skyscraper in Sydney. Sippers can get an exclusive NordVPN offer at nordvpn.com/teawithme with no risk. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. You can get an exclusive nordvpn.com deal. It's all in the description there, and every purchase of a 2-year plan receives a 4-month bonus on top. Dan, have we gone long enough for another 5 seconds? Because he told me off. NordVPN. We're also sponsored by those guys over at Manscaped.
Rascals.
Those ball boys over at Manscaped. They love it. When I'm going away, listen, you gotta understand. Nowadays there's 2 queues in the airport. Do you have pubes or are you a smooth little guy? And I'm in the latter category because before I go away, I make sure I used the lawnmower 4.0 with wireless charge. 5.0. There's now a 5.0. With wireless charging technology. It's got fucking everything. There's a fridge in it. It's got everything. It's brilliant, and I use all their products all the time. And actually, before we recorded this episode, we took it in turns, me and my guest, to use the products on each other. So if you don't think these two boys have tone ball bags, the tone Bartlett ball bags, you got another thing coming.
What products did you use?
What product did I? Well, thanks for asking, Dan. I used the
Kieran, help him out.
I use the ball deodorant. I do use that.
Shocker.
I have an odor issue with my balls, but not any. Or rather, I did, and now I don't.
Don't say stinking stuff.
I'm not. It's not stinking.
On Kieran,
it smells like brown sauce, and now it doesn't.
The ball wipes.
Ball wipes are good.
On Kieran, I used the Clear Growing shaving gel, and then I actually gave him a wet shave. I used that wee razor. I gave him a wet shave, and then I used the crop soother after. And on Kev, I just used the lip balm on his asshole, and then I
fuck her up, darling.
So you can get 20% off and free shipping with code TWithMe on manscaped.com. The link's in the description. You know by now. Patreon.com. Patreon.com/TWithMe podcast. I'm acting like I don't want people. I actively want people to sign up for the Patreon.com/TWithMe podcast. Michael, what's your favorite thing on the Patreon? Cool.
Stars in Your Eyes coming soon.
Stars in Your Eyes is coming soon.
Great show.
Top 3.
Now let's get into it.
We don't need to get into it.
Do we get into it?
My guests are the goddamn Bartlett boys.
There's a lot of meat here.
Yep. And then I'm Corn. Kev,
Yes, man.
you were judging Stars in Your Eyes.
I was. I loved it.
The card you
Oh, it
fought,
was great,
Kev?
mate.
Certainly wasn't me.
Shane.
Shane and Dan.
Shane hired me for it.
Dan took care of the organisation. Now, let me say this. Before we get into it, I think your brother is. First of all, before I even talk, I think he's a lovely man.
Oh, aye.
He
He has his charms.
Our Declan's alright, isn't he?
has charms. He
He's not even. Go ahead.
he's a great singer.
Don't even fucking start me about alright.
Ciaran turned into Jeremy Kyle. Graham sitting on the edge of the
Get a
table.
wee line along the bottom saying, I
You're
hate
not
my
the-
family.
You're not the father.
Don't Declan will snort it. You know what he's like? I don't know anything about your other brother. I don't even know he exists.
And then he stole everything out of the fridge.
That's why you hate him. Now, Kieran's a great singer.
Yeah.
Kieran's maybe the best singer I know.
Thank you, Shane.
Fuck, that hurt.
Brilliant.
I know, didn't it?
Christ. What do you do for a living?
He's a great guitar player too, your brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Great
He is.
singer, great guitar player, great guy.
Do you know what I would say?
Established.
I'm okay at both those things. I'm a great arranger of songs, Shane.
That was a highlight for me. The
mashup.
the chord changes, the transitions.
See?
Now,
Sounded
I haven't even
lovely.
coached him.
he
Just all
played
facts.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he did a speech at the end
The speech confused
where
me.
he thanked
but-
Chloe,
You know.
the Academy.
I was
God.
told. I was told to speak. I was told to kill time while they were judging.
You were acting like you were talking like you've just
Yeah.
been presented with a Mobo for best album, and you had to thank your entire crew.
Is that like music of Black's origin when I do it? Because it's from Black's Road. Scrapper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scrapper.
That's great.
I was thinking Belfast.
I know,
but
but-
hey, he should have finished
Scrapper.
sixth.
False.
No, listen. I think from the judge's point of view, right?
Oh, this is so official.
Right.
Oh, Kev, you're a politician. He's
from the-
brainwashed you. He's brainwashed you.
Listen, offers were made. That's all
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
say,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Things were put in front of me to say, if you vote for me, you can get on Shane's podcast.
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
things of that nature, right?
Are you
And
dealing those?
It was you that said that to him.
Come into fruition.
Also finished in the top three. No one's talking about how the
yeah.
darkness made it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
but the difference is, I'll hold my hand up. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have been in the
Oh,
top
of course
three.
I think you should have. I think you
No,
should have.
okay.
Right, well,
I
what
should
the
have
crowd
been.
didn't
Me
see
and
was
William,
your
that's
bum wiggling in those trousers.
Yeah.
That
Right.
sold it for me.
here's another thing. I also we know I was wearing very tight
Yeah.
spandex.
Yeah.
But I realised watching a little bit of the footage back, audience never got to see.
The noodles.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, that's what
'Cause I
I
had the
got,
guitar
that's
in
what I
front
got
of
to
it.
see behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was...
Because I made a joke after where I
I
went.
thought you'd swollen your knees.
I said,
know?
you should have seen it
I thought you
before.
were
I got
smuggling an aardvark in your monks. You know what I mean?
Aardvark Funkel. Does that work? Does that
Sorry,
do
I'll
anything
take
with
it,
that?
I'll take it, yeah.
I said after when Andrew was interviewed, and I was so nervous with the performance, and it was like my head was spinning. I was like, "Ha! You should have seen it before I got circumcised." It didn't make sense because you never saw my cock because the guitar was in front of it the whole time. It didn't make sense.
You thought you were holding an actual guitar and you weren't.
But this guy.
But he played live.
Garth
He was the
Brooks.
only one that played live.
I
So
was
that
forced.
added
I
a
was
spice.
hornswoggled into
brother,
playing
right?
live.
My brother.
Yeah. Fuck, here, listen, you know, if you can't sort out your...
He's
your
not
drum,
heavy. He is heavy.
Lean on me, but not too much. All right.
Lean on me, but I'm a vertebrae.
So I'm just saying, was he ringing you on the morning of the show or anything? Just, bro, just remember I
He
love
just
you.
said, you know, your breakfast is here whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
I
And,
definitely did say on the
Oh,
way
you
down.
did a cafe open
Do you know
on
what I
that
did?
morning?
On the way down, I'll admit to
travelled
saying
down
the
together?
phrase,
Yeah.
I don't need to win this, but if I don't come in the top three, everyone dies.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I said.
And what, and what
I'd
you mean
rigged
by
the whole
that is,
limelight.
what you mean by that is, you'll pull back on the cafe au croissant runs.
Yeah. Done.
Just that
dusted.
it's like a black hole in the
And you're
Belfast
gonna have
economy. You know what I mean? Other businesses are just getting sucked into it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great night. You know what I mean?
Great night.
Hang on, that
Bar
doesn't
the
even do it-
injustice.
To be honest, that
The
doesn't
big-
do it justice.
Can I say, possibly the biggest media broadcast injustice since Major Charles Ingram? That's what people are saying.
Yeah.
That's what people are
Kev's my Tequin Wittick. That's unbelievable knowledge. Unbelievable knowledge. Here's what I was going to say about this, right? Here's what I was going to say about this.
Wittick. You can't just drop a Tequin Wittick and move on.
Here's what I was going to say about it, though. I was hornswoggled into playing live, but apart from that, you're saying I played for ages. I was not the longest performance of the night. Not by a fucking damn sight I wasn't.
Who was?
Who was?
Dave Elliott. Everyone loved. Here, listen.
Dave went for a dander.
Dave should have had your place in top 3.
Dave was false. Dave, not false. Dave was great. Here's what it said about Dave.
Oh,
And Dave knows this himself.
Dave was great. No, Dave was great.
Rude box.
Yeah, but what he was doing is he was doing a novelty song at the start, and then
Nobody
he
knew
went
it,
into
though.
the main piece.
Nobody knew it.
Have you done a public poll on this to see what the public thought?
When it comes out, we'll get people on Patreon because it'll come out as Patreon exclusive. People
Yeah.
can.
Oh,
say,
do you know what though? I fear the public vote.
Backlash.
People will be nasty to me.
But here,
They won't.
but whenever me and Lisa announced who was going through,
Everyone loved it.
everybody was happy. There was no
Do you know why there was no controversy? Because the energy in the room was right.
Yeah,
People could feel what I was
that's
giving them.
right. Yeah.
People were happy to be getting back into the event after your lecture. he goes. What Andrew wanted me to talk after. It was like about your performance.
That's what you should have if you're doing it again. Do you know, like sign-off music?
Do you know what I
doing
can't-
the Oscars?
Yeah,
Just start playing it over him.
Do you know what I
Put
can't
his
even
microphone
remember?
down. What the fuck?
I can't even. I swear to God, my memory genuinely goes from being about halfway through the song to being backstage. I don't really remember much of that bit because it was very like, and I was absolutely knackered. That was a very difficult week for me. The week before
Let it
Christmas
out, let
was
it out.
horrendous. It was tough.
Yeah.
A tough week of shows and podcasts.
Who do you
A
think?
tough
who-
week of show. People probably thought there was a horrific thing happened. A tough week of shows.
I had to go.
and podcasts.
I had to
down
go
the
to
mine.
two.
I had to be paid to have a laugh.
I had to go to 2 places on Monday there, and when I got home, I was literally nearly crying. I was
What
broken
places?
on Monday.
Graves.
Where did I have to go?
The more.
Yeah.
No, you love that. You've been. We talk about the grave robbing,
Oh,
by the way.
man.
I know. I'd have had a
You love
fucking.
it.
I know. No grave has ever upset me. Like I
No
would,
grave on Rob. That's what the Bartlett said.
I need to get the story. Oh look, you
You
can.
did love that though.
Mate, you,
Like he knows the difference between grass and docking leaves. Like, you know what
can-
brings it out better?
you can get. There's a lot of funerary monuments. You get a lot of information. There's a great one. Do you want to know about this one from first century Rome?
No.
Okay.
What about
No,
that
they're-
Friars?
It's a
Is
shoemaker.
it Friars Bush? You call it up in Kennedy Way, that has the plague graves. and
Oh,
all that?
yeah. It's like
Apparently it's sealed, and you know
Stockman's Lane.
Stockman's Lane.
Yeah, just before you get to the.
They
You think
open
we
it.
have
They
enough
open
place?
it now and
The
again. They
bridge
open
at
the
Balmoral.
cemetery now and again, and you can go.
There's
on for a
also
wee tour.
there's plague graves in that one up at Queens. Is that Friars Bush?
Yeah, it is. I filmed
opposite.
something.
What do you call that
up
one?
on-
Stockman's Lane.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I filmed something in that one.
The one I'm on about.
Where we got granted access to it to film in it, and I didn't look at anything.
Stranmillis, that's where it was.
I didn't
Scary?
look at anything.
Scary being in it, or
No, I didn't look around at anything. And everyone's like walking around in between takes, walking around the graves and all. I
you
was
didn't
like,
care?
no.
There's a great funerary monument, it's kind of famous, of this guy, and his whole fucking head's on it. And it's one of the only monuments. Sorry, a sculpture of his head, but it's one of the only sort of like sculptures of like not somebody like in the imperial family or somebody wealthy. Like he probably had money, but it was like, you know, somebody. That
He was the
wasn't-
original Joe Blogs.
Yeah, like
That's
a
where it
member of the
comes from.
public,
Was he
basically,
well
and
thought of?
he was a shoemaker, right in the center of Rome, and on his grave there's 2 lasts, you know, like a shoemaker's last, like 2 like fake feet that he would have used to like, and one of them has a soldier's sandal sort of thing on it, a Caligula or. I know that Caligula.
Flip-flop.
A Caligula means like a little boot, but like it's like a.
Yes,
it's,
of course.
I can't remember the Latin for it, but like a fucking Roman soldier shoe, and then
Say
like
that,
the other one's like
for
a
sure.
naked foot, and then it's like his life and all. But yeah, the Roman funerary monuments are unreal because they give you like full stories about like,
Can I ask you
You
something?
were.
yeah, who cares?
No. See all the old statues and all like that from Roman times and all that, and maybe like because your family love history and you just travel around looking at statues and all. Why you never see a big old piece in any of these boys?
Sometimes
Why they all have wee pinners?
Stone.
because it comes from like, I think it comes from like a Greek style of sculpture, which is like heroic nudity doesn't need to be matched with
But it would help the legend of someone.
But sure,
I think it's
phallus
also
comes
for
from Latin,
I think it's
doesn't it?
also for taste and all as well. And I don't mean like
I think
you
it's
prefer
bad taste to
you
have
prefer
this.
the concentrated taste of a wee one. I don't mean that. I mean like
In the
I'd be raging
in the
if I was the
Colosseum-
guy. If I was
in
the
the
guy.
Colosseum, though, was there not big phallic?
Oh, they would have
wanna see that.
they would have waltz hanging off stuff like, but not usually off.
Don't worry, here. Coming on this tour, you're getting walls hanging off stuff. Don't you worry about that. Don't think we're not the walls
we'll
hanging
see.
off
Why
stuff.
do you think my tour's called Giant Shield?
But I'm saying if you're one of these ancient guys, you'd be fuming if you come back.
Do you know what I'd be fuming about if I was David? You know David.
Oh yeah.
Michelangelo's
Michelangelo's
David.
David,
So on Michelangelo's
Team, like-
David, there's a sculpted bit on the arm that is a tendon that is only visible when your hand's in a certain position, and David's hand is in that position. So it's like unbelievable sculpture, and I'm like, that is incredible. Why has he got this wee maggot dick?
Yeah.
Give me, show
yeah.
me a king's cock, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he has a fancy hat on too, doesn't he?
Yeah, see the way is hanging hand.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of that, David. I was
is-
thinking of the other one.
What were you thinking of?
Da Vinci, was it? Did Da Vinci do one?
No, I'm talking about Michelangelo's one. On this one, see the way his hand's sitting
Also-
out like that. There's
also,
a
That reminds me,
tendon.
manscaped.com, deal with me for 20% off, free shipping.
I'll say
It's got a big
something
bush.
though.
Shave your wee
With
pits.
that's a massive statue, surely.
That's what I'm saying.
Proportionately, that's probably a 3-foot dick.
Yeah,
in real
yeah.
life.
It's a long piece, but like the rest
it
of them's
doesn't
big
work
as
like
well.
No, I mean, but because it's a big statue.
Oh, you mean if you're there, that's probably 3 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's one of them. Do you know, like in the columns in the Colosseum and stuff, or in the Pantheon in Greece, they actually bow out, but because of the way you look at it, it's an optical illusion.
Parthenon,
Sorry.
Pantheon's in Rome.
Right.
Built
Hey,
by Marcus
do you know what?
Agrippa.
Road trips with the Bartlett family must have been some crack.
Just said no.
think I mean-
Parthenon.
I spy with my little eye, Parthenon.
Kevin. Oh, could you tell me who designed the Pantheon in Greece? I don't think I've ever seen that. You know the Pantheon? No, I don't think I've ever seen the Pantheon of Greece, Kevin.
Do you know what I would have
Pushed out the
hated
door of the car.
being on a Bartlett family trip back in the day? Do you know what I would have hated if I came along when I was a kid? I go, hey, I've made all these mix CDs, and I guarantee your mum and dad would have turned around and went, oh, we don't do music in the car.
No,
Well, we're doing a 10-hour drive.
No,
No.
we
then
we
you-
did.
I forgot you
Hold
did
on,
some loud
we did have. I know.
Fuck.
See, you did forget about the mix of us also being fans of the golden era of MGM musical, Shane. So
Well, here
It's worse.
I'm taking my fucking name out of that list.
I know what we
No, it was
what we
not.
would have done, Shane, was change the lyrics of The Sound of Music to The Sound of History. Do you know what I mean? Change it.
Sound of family.
I'm
Good
joking,
Times.
we didn't do any of that. Listen, we did.
Listen, we just Rob Grave.
We
on
did
it.
have a set of cousins that were like that though, and their mom and dad would have asked them maths questions over the summer and all, scundered, right? And we used to slag them about it.
Mum and dad had decency not to ask me maths questions.
See if they
at
were
any time.
ever slamming at me, I'd just go, "What's 6 times 5?" You're mad, right? And then we would have. Do you know what was a big hit in our cars on holiday? Christy Moore live
Yeah.
at the Point.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That,
Speaking
and then
of which,
the thing as well. The box set.
That's why it was a different version of Fairy Tale New York.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
one I
We're
really
not
know.
even getting into that, but
I know,
but what
that's
I
why.
want to give Kev a proper intro
Yes.
Sorry, give him an intro.
because first time on Tea with
Drum
Me
roll.
podcast. Kev is like Kieran, a lovely man.
Yes,
You're a lovely
thank you.
man.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
And
But.
I want to talk about no bud corrupt but can be bought.
With less than you would think.
He's no integrity, but I want to say this. When I was arranging it, I said, Kieran, let's do a podcast. Say to Kev, let's get the Bartlett boys on the pod. You said no problem. We're arranging a time, and you said the most you sentence ever. You said there's so many elements to it. You went, yeah, mate, it'll have to be that time because I've got to meet an accountant at the docks. Now.
That's where his office is.
Yeah.
But I ended up taking the call on a
Yeah,
on
but
Zoom.
yeah, please don't spoil it because it gets better.
Teams.
Now, first of all, what most people would say, I'm meeting an accountant. Or most people say, I
Did you
can't
think I
make
was
that
just
time.
on the phone?
Aye.
No, I had my headset on and he was in front of me on the
Oh,
screen.
right.
Yeah, the reason it gets better is Kieran, obviously, your brother's obviously bought a pickup truck because
Yep.
he's a farmer, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
He's frivolous.
he's farming banter, right? But So Kieran goes.
Organic, sustainable.
Kieran goes.
Kept the tail.
I was on a call. I took the call with the accountant from the back of the car. So I just want to paint the picture. You're driving the truck, or Chloe's driving?
Chloe's
the
driving.
Chloe's
driving.
Kev is also insured.
Is Kev sit? You sit in the front?
Yes.
Too? So Kev and so
my
two
boosted
people
seat.
are driving you.
No.
Right? Kev and Chloe are driving you.
Chloe's driving. Kev's my doorman.
You're sit. Oh, the way you say doorman
I know.
really annoys me.
My footman. You know what I mean? Helps me up in and out of the carriage.
Yeah, because also your car's too high.
Yeah.
You can't reach.
Kev just stands on the back step and holds on.
He stood out of it today, and it looked like he was that tall.
Yeah.
Do you know?
he stands on it for a
I know
second.
for a fact in the back of that pickup truck he has a secret trampoline that he gets you to bring out, and he runs and jumps into the car. Right? Now let me say this.
It's just a tramp.
One of them. Go.
Now let me say this. So your brother and your wife are in the front of your pickup truck,
Yeah.
and you didn't meet the accountant. You had a call with him.
Conference call, a video
Conference call that you. A lot of people might have seen the Lincoln Lawyer, right? Matthew McConaughey plays him in the movie. Really cool. Has a
If
driver.
you can tell me who wrote the Lincoln Lawyer, I will take the shit off you.
I have the book, but I've
You
never
said
read it. Dan, go ahead.
Is it someone Connolly?
Yeah, Michael Conley.
Michael Connolly. I have the book, but I haven't read it.
Not to
Um,
Boxer.
Not to be confused with Michael Conley, the Irish writer. Go ahead. Spelt with an O.
You get worse. You get worse. You're getting worse, right?
I highly recommend his Book of Lost Things.
He sees patterns and things.
It's
doesn't he?
wonderful.
Right. So
He's going to write his next book on the
I-
window in the kitchen.
I devoured that book.
you.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Yeah.
Your wife and your brother are sitting in the front of your pickup truck that you have for some reason. You're on the back on a call to an accountant, and like the Lincoln Lawyer, who he works out of the back of his car, he's doing all these high-profile cases and all. Kieran is on an Xbox headset
Correct.
Yeah.
in the back of his car, being chauffeured by his wife and his brother on a call to an accountant. Is it a video call?
Yep.
Oh, it's a video call.
He knew this was
On
going
an
to happen.
The headphones
Xbox.
are quite
Did you want me to
headset
be
as well.
on time and didn't bring coffee for everybody? You wanted me to be on time. I got here on time.
But what world are you living in where you're
That's-
being chauffeured in a pickup truck
People
by
do
a
nice
lot of
things
your
for me,
family?
and I do nice things for them.
It's the world he has created around himself.
But he is getting worse.
Our
Like
own
he-
little Caligula. Can't remember the name of my shoes, but I know what I'm about.
like you're I think all your indulgences are being fed. I think that's what's happening.
Is it an indulgence to take a call on the hoof when you need to do it? I don't think it is.
It's the
It would've
Xbox
been
headset and the blacked out window. Are the windows blacked out? Yes
I
or no?
think,
Yes.
yeah.
It
But
would have
the-
been ignorant. It would have been ignorant for me to just go to say to that guy, "I can't take this meeting. You know it's tax time. You have to pay tax next week. You know that." If I had just gone, I'll put that off to next week because I'm doing a podcast. That's pointless. Whereas if I can take that call in the back of the car on my way here and be here on time,
Okay, answer this.
it's practical.
Do you have to turn around to him before you set off on the journey and say, "Screen up or down, Mr. Bartlett"?
Oh no!
Do you know what- do you know what did
I want to
happen?
know what how much he wants in his champagne flute.
Do you know what did? Do you know what did? Do you know what did happen? That was ignorant of me. I was on the call when Kev got into the car, and I didn't even. I
didn't
know I
acknowledge
didn't
me.
even look up
He didn't acknowledge
because the
me.
guy was talking to me about what I owe
You know,
HMRC.
he's-
And
the
all
car's
that.
not that long. It's a long car, but you could have just done,
I probably could have. I could have gone
know-
like that and touched Kev's shoulder.
but he didn't.
But
He
it didn't.
ignored me.
Oh, that's all people want, isn't it? The touch of
Yeah.
validation from
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Bartlett.
I leaned in and let him
We went
kiss the
fish.
imperial ring.
That's what he calls his ass.
That's not shiny gold.
Yeah.
Here, is it really like genuine question? Like you two obviously are brothers that are very close. You're like best mates.
Just the sofa's very small.
But it must be really cool to like kind of work together, kind of like because you do his pod quite a bit, and
Yeah.
you know you travel the
That's not
shows
work.
together.
That's us just having a crack.
Yeah, but it is good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I like to think of
it
it
is
as work.
great. It is great having that. What's that?
I said I like to think of it as work
Right,
because
well.
it gives me a basis to create drama in my life. You know? I was working all day. You were talking to Kev.
Yeah.
You know?
I would love to do more music stuff. With
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't play
But-
music really anymore.
No, but I mean, you could help me to write the next album.
Could I?
Just putting you on the spot, you know.
I
But-
can help too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the first
I'll
song I
tell you
ever
what,
wrote?
you have some voice on you.
Thank you.
You know
Can I
what
tell you the first song I ever wrote?
why
It was
you
a
finished in the
UK
top
garage
three.
song. Pardon?
Was
I
it?
said that's why you finished in the top 3.
Yeah.
I wrote a UK just a couple of
PG
words.
Got him in the top 3. Go ahead, sorry, mate.
This is when I was probably this is when So Solid Crew were peak, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I wrote these lyrics, and I'll never forget it. Now, none of this
Is public knowledge or?
public knowledge. I'm throwing it out there.
Right,
And if
okay.
you want to use it, you can. And if you don't, just be respectful.
Right.
So I wrote this. They call me Mr. Aviator. I'm a lyrical MC stroke operator. Now let's unpack that. They call
That's
me
great.
Mr. Aviator.
Mm-hmm.
No one does.
Never been on a plane in your life.
I'm
Maybe
a
you were
lyrical.
wearing aviators
Yeah.
when you
That
do
could
it.
have been my hook.
Yeah.
I'm a lyrical MC stroke operator.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I
Listen.
got, but I thought that was
It's a
getting...
great start.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had
Man, I'm
another,
taking that off.
I
I'm
like
going to
that.
remix it for you.
I had another song called Rap and Roll, where I, before Linkin Park were doing it, I was fusing two genres. And
Rap
the,
metal.
the chorus would go,
Tinfoil.
it would
Metal
go,
rap.
rap and roll, got all my soldiers on foot patrol. Do what I say, nod your head all night and then through the day.
That's. I like the.
But then Linkin Park came out and was sort of like, let them have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let them have
yeah,
it, them and Jay-Z. Because I
Yeah.
thought culturally that was important.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
stood,
glad
I stood
comedy
aside.
came up for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's really
Take the piss out of my comedy all you want. Not my music.
Don't hurt my lyrics.
Mr. Aviator?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You thrown down a beef with Mr.
See,
Aviator?
if your name, if your actual name was just Aviator,
Aviator's great.
that's fucking
It is.
great.
It is.
Aviator.
And you wear the glasses, and then your second album can be you setting the aviators down and doing
See,
a
Aviator
doing a
sounds
slow
more-
rap, doing a
Like
slow
Nelly's
rap.
suit and what was it? Suit and what was his two albums called? One he was wearing the suit and the other one.
Country Grammar.
No, that's not the album. That was the first album.
Right.
Or no,
I
that
have
was
no
a
idea.
single.
No, that was his first album.
was the
as
album?
well. Yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
a song called it too.
Have you a blues name? Did you ever come up with a blues name like Muddy Waters or?
No, I only did.
Freezing.
You know me. I'm only rap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did. I wrote some pop music too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the main themes in your pop music?
I'm not really ready to share it.
All right.
I
Still tender.
I don't
Great
miss.
name for a
I'm ready.
song.
Hold
Great
on.
name for a
I'm
song.
ready to share it.
Yeah, go on.
But the
Let's
word
hear it.
listen.
Oh, do you know
Go on, the word
I
listen.
I don't miss writing songs. It used to exhaust me.
It is. It's a tiring process, isn't it?
You can only swim for so long in the depths of your mind, Shane. You know.
And you can't swim.
I can't
Terrified of water.
I spent at least 15 minutes on Tuesday trying to figure out what A minor would be if I played it on the 4th fret.
C
and
sharp
it
minor.
nearly gave me an aneurysm.
Yeah.
But it
I
was,
just got it.
Well, I did it on
Just know it.
ChatGPT,
Just know it.
and then but then I was trying to go back.
C sharp minor.
But I was trying to then go back so as I could put it into the computer and play it that way.
Now,
Something happened. AI got in the way.
what was the first music you both wrote, like separately?
Ooh.
I wrote I think
Oh.
I've talked about the Skundern song that I
Yeah,
wrote.
yeah. Well, you talked about it whenever I had a wee podcast going.
Is that when I talked about
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. So no,
I don't know if I'm I don't know if I'm ready to reshare this.
Come on, man. Just
It's so good though. It's
There
very.
there was a song
meaningful.
there was a song that I wrote that was early. People in my class at school will remember this. Silence. Why, silence. Never sing it. It was
Oh,
called.
you're singing it.
I'm not singing it. It
Oh,
was, it was
Kieran?
called. It was
Kieran,
called.
Come
sing
on,
it.
Shane did it.
It was called.
Yeah, Mr. Aviator's already spat.
You're going to die when I tell you what this was called, and that I wrote this and performed it multiple times with complete
What
sincerity.
What age would you be?
14.
Right.
Chocolates and flowers.
Come on, sing it. Sing it. I'll do the, the harmony for you.
Kieran, give us a bit of it.
Right.
Please.
I'll give you the.
Where were you performing when you wrote it? Where did you show it?
Play
to
it
the
in the
family?
house.
Right.
Played it in the house.
So
being
you
like,
say to the Bartlett clan, guys, I have something I want to share with you.
very simple chords. We're talking a standard G. You know, and we're up into a C add 9 Shane, right?
Sure.
Now, I'm gonna give you the first line of this, and then we're out, right? Because it's Skundern. It's absolutely.
Can you sing it? Because
It's
look,
great.
when we're 14, I was fucking, I was going through my aviator phase.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but people I know when they were 14 were already running businesses selling cars. So, let me see, right? I know it went like this. This is absolutely scummer for me.
Man, it's all good.
Oh, I know it. Oh, I don't need it.
Tell you what, though, it's catchy because it's still in my head.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
So-
certain things are catchy that aren't good, though. Do you know what I mean?
Could I introduce it like I'm Jules Holland?
Yeah.
Please
Can you
walk back.
walk backwards? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a single, Chocolates and Flowers, Kieran Bartlett.
Chocolates and flowers for my Valentine. Done. I'm out.
No, give us more. Give us more.
I can't. I'm trying to remember. I know it went. And then I know it went into the pre-chorusy bit there. It went like. I'm yours anyway. And then back into the first bit again. I can't.
It sounds like it could have been a Frankie Valli song. I think it's a hit.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Do you know what?
It's a lot of. Fucking burnt to the ground, mate.
Oh, there's gonna be a fucking riot in our house tonight.
Chloe is fuming that you didn't have the decency to write that about her 15 years before you met her.
I
Was that young? It was actually for my mum, wasn't it?
So what, you wrote it for your mum?
I give my mum a Valentine card.
Did you write it for your mum?
No, it wasn't for my
Chocolates.
mom.
Were you giving your mum chocolates
No,
and
do you know what it
flowers
was?
at
I was
14?
doing a Shawn Mendes, which is like.
Why did he fancy his mum?
You haven't been in. Yeah, you're such a comfort center. You haven't been in any relationship whatsoever
Until
in
you've
your
been at
life.
home with your mum.
But you're like.
You look at your dad like your time's coming, playboy. I'm muscling in. You're saying to your mum, fuck this dude.
Like, yeah, just sitting there. My first album was called Oedipus Complex, like, do you know what I mean? Oedipus Complex. It was so scandalous. I remember, so I've been doing guitar lessons for about maybe 2 months, and I knew some chords and a couple of tunes, right? And I started writing a song, right? And my guitar teacher was brilliant, Bernard Lord, right? He was brilliant, but he was always saying to me, listen, like, it'll take you a while before your guitar playing can match your singing.
And
'Cause
you,
I was
I
already a
guarantee you
singer.
did this when he said that.
And he was like,
Oh, Bernard.
Watch me.
Bernard.
Watch me.
and he
God
was
love you,
like,
Bernard.
so always try and write stuff that shows off your singing, right? So I was sort of writing that a bit, and when I showed him it, he was like, right, great, and he fucking helped me sort of finish writing it or whatever, and was
Did you
like,
let him hear
right,
the song too?
what?
Did you let him hear the song too?
Right. And he like he was always like giving me like ideas to sort of make the singing parts better and all right. And then I sort of went into class after it. Somebody like in a wee lull, somebody said to me, like somebody else in the class was like, what were you doing in guitar today? What were you learning? And I was like, oh well, I was working on a song that I'm writing. He was like, oh my god, you've written a song. And I think I showed him that at like lunchtime, and then like the next
Have the
day,
song.
the next day I had my guitar and he was like, play a fucking song for people. And I was like, no, I'm not prepared, guys. Guitar comes off the back, yeah. Right? Oh, I don't know if I have a capo.
Yeah.
Has the lyrics tattooed on his wrist.
And I did it.
You're like,
And-
Kieran, you've got a black
And
cloud.
weirdly, nobody gave me shit or took the piss. People were quite responsive and nice to it, and nice to me about it. And this was at a time though when like it was like the smickiest fella in your class on like on those weird half days at the end of like a term could randomly get up and bust out a Backstreet Boys song, and everybody would have gone.
Yes.
It was supportive.
Yes, like people were there was a lot of aspiring breakdancers then.
Yeah,
They were
that
getting
type
respect.
of thing. Yeah, people are gonna do a dance battle and put on Jason Nevins versus Run DMC,
Do
right?
dance battles in school.
People would have danced to that song
Really?
specifically a wee bit, yeah.
Dave Elliott used to
More
think,
more
you
in
know,
P. That was
Alex
more. That was
kicked in
more
our
of a
school
P.
for
That was more of a P7 thing.
you know the way that says Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. Dave Elliott used to think that said Run DMC and that bastard Jay for a long time.
But yeah, so that was that
I think
song.
my first song was Ladies Blue Veil. That's a good
Ladies
tune.
Blue Veil.
Also
yeah.
about my mum.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm fully joking. It was about St. Mary.
And then you wrote one together called Bitch
really?
Looking
Yeah,
Fine.
hello, yeah. What?
You wrote one together called Bitch Looking Fine. My mom got that
Hot
ass
mama.
though.
Mama's ditties.
Oh, Molly.
Your mom ground me.
Sweet teat.
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
So Kev, talk me through your first song.
First song, wrote it at uni. We would have played different gigs over across the water.
Where did you go,
And,
uni?
Huddersfield, the metropolis.
Great face, by the way.
yeah,
Huddersfield,
yeah.
she went,
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
So
I don't know
but
anything about it. In fairness.
I was there for 6 years and I couldn't tell you anything about it. What I call it, it was about a girl.
You getting PTSD?
What's that? I know, fuck it. It feels like it.
where'd you go to uni?
Your eyes just glazed.
Flashbacks.
In the back
but it
rooms
was
of my
about
soul, that's where I
It
went.
was about her. She had like a wee top, like a chiffon top or something on, right?
What?
I know.
It's all getting a bit weird now.
I know. And
I'm like Prince Charles here, moving away
the girl
from
had
Andrew.
stood up that. Wagger.
Definitely have the fingers to be Prince Charles.
Swole hands. And the girl, anyway, she'd reached over me to get something.
And Kev smelt it.
The sleeve of her top sort of brushed over my face. And that's where the idea came from. My lady's blue veil.
That's intense.
Isn't it?
I know. It was quite an intense song.
He's sitting here giving me shit about chocolates and flowers a minute ago, and then he's like, "Some wee girl,
Chiffon top. She gets like chick. I couldn't stop writing.
fucking unbelievable."
It was mainly
what
on-
were some of the lyrics?
I wrote it mainly for the Pinko Bow.
Yeah, and then he wrote a follow up single that was called "A Dirty Bitch's Sandal."
You look fine through your
Slimy.
window when you're sleeping.
Swimming pool plaster.
What were some of the lyrics of that, Kev? Do you remember?
No. Just remember
My lady's blue veil.
Just remember her dress.
Something my eyes. I can't remember.
My lady's blue veil.
She's pepper
washes
sprayed my eyes.
Washes my eyes.
What did he say?
She's pepper sprayed my eyes.
Yeah.
So that was it. But then that's sort of where it's got to instead. Was never a big hit, we'll say. But
Did you ever think of forming like a boy band, like a Bartlett boy band or anything?
No, I think we did our so Kev did Irish music with our other brother Declan and their mate Mickey for a while over in England, and then when Kev came back here, I was in a band. Then I was leaving that band, and
Steer
then
Clear?
I was in Steer Clear, and then I left, and then we did Irish music for maybe about 6
3
months, and it was about 6 months, and then I joined
We're too
another
summer,
band.
I think, on it.
There's
Too much ego in the room.
I can't be in
Kieran.
a band with Kev.
We've said this on Mysteries before. You can only have one sun in the sky.
That's it.
Not room for two suns in the sky, boys.
Yep.
It's
You
true.
know,
It's true.
too many hens or too many cocks in the hen house.
Well, you're certainly a
You know
cock.
what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? Baka!
Speaking of suns in the sky, I went to see Brian Cox last night.
So talk me through this. He's
I need to
an
talk about it.
astronomer. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't Brian Cox the actor. Fuck off.
And
Wasn't him.
He put on he does live shows.
I do that every time I mention him, by the way.
So it's all about the planets and all, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, it was unbelievable. So
That's all mad, isn't it? All that stuff.
Oh,
It's mental.
Like, see if you think about it.
That's
Mental.
exactly. You just sit there and go, and he just so.
And I don't know anything about it, and I'm going,
this is what he
imagine if you
said,
did.
right? He said we're. So the first part of the show.
are we infinitesimal?
Look at this guy. I don't even know what that means, but
Neither do I.
he said that we're so Earth is obviously part of our solar system.
Correct.
So the sun is a star.
Yes.
It is one of 400 billion stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way. That galaxy is one of 2 trillion galaxies. The 2 trillion galaxies, I can't even speak,
Thank you
that
for your
makes up one universe, which they think is in a bubble of other universes, and that bubble is part of a network of bubbles. And I was just sitting there going,
So you believe there's a multiverse now?
yeah.
It's like your first song. There's multiverses and that.
And do you think there's other
Scrapper, I
people?
don't know.
Do you think does Brian Cox think there's other people running about?
So he talked
But maybe
about
they
that.
have like back to front heads.
This was in the second.
Imagine
in-
that.
In the
Genitals.
Imagine they're
on
just
their
like us,
cheeks.
but they're just their heads face the other way.
Where would their genitals be?
fit-
On the
Forehead.
back of their head.
You'd have to like
Anything.
buck
Dick
opposite
coming out of
way.
your ear or something, you know?
Yeah.
Would it be handy to have a dick on the back of your head?
Not
Only
at
if
all.
you could
You just-
flop it forward.
You could head bang.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Be like a ponytail.
The groove.
Does he think there's other like?
Well, so he talked in the second half about this, right? About like possibility of life on other planets.
By the way, what's the audience? What's the demographic?
Ranged from like people probably doing like triple award science to old people. Like it was a real mix of people, the intelligentsia, Shane. It was there was a lot of different types there, like and it was he's talking about the possibility of life on other planets, and he was sort of saying like,
sorry, isn't it so annoying? Sorry, when they're like, oh, they found this on Mars, and you're like, where are these wee guys running about? And they go, oh, it's like a particle of like similar to grass. I'm like, I want the wee green guys.
Yeah, you want like
where are
some.
they?
Yeah, he basically said that like they are projecting things out into space, like signals to try to like listen and receive signals as well.
They did receive one signal.
He said they haven't received anything.
It's known as the wow signal.
Right.
That it was picked up, and the guy who caught it on his the wee paper listen that does that, and he wrote on it. Wow. It was in like 1970.
All right. Well,
someone went, whoa.
That's what he wrote on it, and that's what it became known as, the wow signal.
He said that they haven't.
They said it couldn't be anything other than
Could be a guy parasailing.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, because it was like a rhythmic thing, wasn't it?
It was at a certain frequency that's not found in nature.
Right.
So it would have had to be made.
Well,
but
he said anyway that like the current thinking on it is that obviously there's a lot of possibilities, but
Definitely.
like stuff that they think is out there will be like at a stage of like single cell life forms. Because he said
so
that,
just leave him until.
well,
he
said that the Earth. Tune out if you're a DUP supporter here, because I'm about to fuck you up.
Well, let's leave it there then, because I can't hear anymore.
He said that on Earth there is no border in the Irish Sea. No, he said that he said that the Earth is 13.8 billion years old.
False.
That life, complex life, as in beyond single cell organisms and becoming animals and then people, started about 4 billion years ago. So he's saying like, you know,
it took a lot of work and
that
progress.
basically there could be a lot of other planets where life is possible, but it maybe isn't that the complex stage that we're
beyond.
at. All right, so
Maybe it's people with like, you know, USB ports in their arms.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
mate, it was brilliant. Like, I mean, because you don't feel like he's dumbing it down because you're still sitting there and it feels like somebody's going like that on your fucking brain, but it was accessible enough that you could understand, because he talked about relativity, he talked about quantum theory, and explained sort of like what a black hole is and how black holes work and all that, or how they think it works, and it was fucking fascinating, to be fair. But so a lot of it makes you feel like physically irrelevant, but then he talked about this thing called a world line, which is basically like where you can plot your on this sort of visualization they have of space-time, you can plot your life's journey on that according to the time you're alive for. That, you know, time spent moving through space, essentially.
Most of the Twinkies, he worked it out, and most of his time spent in the West Link.
Yep. Mine gets to West Link and then just sits there, goes like that.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why are so many of these planets named after chocolate bars?
Good. What
Mars.
came first?
Galaxy, Milky Way.
Mars, Maltesers.
Well, I don't know, but he didn't talk. He didn't get into that. He did talk though about
Tony's chocolate only.
Do you know what he did? He showed pictures that they have from like the Hubble and the James Webb telescope and stuff like that.
Who invented it?
And
Do you know who he was?
Neil Webb, the
know who
former Man
James
United
Webb was?
footballer. What?
Do you know who James Webb was?
I think he was an astronomer.
He wasn't. He was the guy who was
he
in charge of the Apollo missions.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So he's probably an astronomer. Anyway, so
No.
You can't let someone have
You know what I mean?
He was the astronomer who invented C-sharp minor. So anyway, he said that
He's from
Is
Patholonia,
that
Kev.
Latin for shoes?
he said
Kerberos, Latin for dog.
he said
Kerberos?
not for it's a name of a dog. Canem, as in cave canem, beware of the dog. Up your fucking anyway, right? So he talked. He showed you pictures of one of the moons of Jupiter, and he showed you pictures of one of the moons of Saturn and like different things. So on this moon of Saturn, there's saltwater lakes that shoot ice out, and it's actually that ice leaving the atmosphere of this moon that creates one of the rings around Saturn and all. I was just sitting there stroking out, right? And he said he was talking.
When he says something mad, are people like, fucking yes, Brian? No.
I think people.
Is there any interaction?
No, I think you have an interaction in your head because
They just do this?
your ability to speak. I think more people are sitting like this.
Yeah.
Did he talk
'Cause-
about the cosmic radiation background?
He did talk about that.
That's one thing that gets me, is where are we in that and where are we going to? You know,
We're
where
in the
the,
middle.
the universe is expanding.
Yep.
And we
It
can
is,
see
it
back
is.
in
He,
time.
he talked loads about the expansion
But
and
you
stuff.
know why
yeah.
they say we can see back to, say, nearly the start of the
Yeah,
Big Bang,
like
right?
380,000 years.
Probably on YouTube.
Right? And then, but then
380,000 years
are we at the
after it
cutting
happened.
edge? Are we at the cutting edge, or are we in here and there's something
I know what we don't
over
know.
there? You know what I mean?
But
You all right?
what I want... Shit hates it. What I was going to say is, when he was
What's the
talking...
point
See,
then,
when he was
lads?
talking about the moons... Well, this is the thing.
fucking point?
This is the way it starts. That's the way it makes you feel at the start.
Why am I trying to do all these shows?
Because your word line.
What's the point?
This is definitely... Do you know what? This is the way...
What do we... What's this? Product placement. Fucking bullshit. Trying to sell people fucking pube accessories.
Do you know what? It all matters. Do you know why?
No, none of
You're
it
making people's word line better, and word lines add up to stuff as a collective. Also, because right, I'll tell
I'm
you
just gonna
what.
pack
I'll tell
it
you what
in.
he said. Here's two things, right? Let me say this about the moons. He said he's talking about these different moons, and he goes, "Now we've got a thing that's very nearly there, like a ship that's fucking going there to do experiments on one of these
He
things in
didn't say
Jupiter."
that. He didn't say we've got a fucking ship going over.
He didn't go, "We've got a fucking ship," but he goes, "We've sent a what do you call it, like a ship."
We've got a beautiful, glorious.
Fuck up, you weren't even there, right? Anyway, so get your tongue out of his black hole right now. Anyway, so we
Brian Cox is more like that.
so we got.
Exactly.
So that was
That's
good.
great.
That was good. So he says about these.
This is beautiful.
See if I don't get this moon story out right.
Do you want me to sign your telescope, Kieran?
That's unbelievable, dude. He said.
Why are you pushing me into your back of your pickup?
He said.
I just want to sleep in my hotel room. Why are you and your wife here?
Willie's already in the hotel. He's got the room.
Well, he's dressed up as a quilt and a pillow.
So he said about
You're
these
doing
moons,
Misery with Brian Cox.
He said that they've
Can I go
already
home,
sent stuff.
Kieran?
He says they've already sent stuff, and he said, "Do you know what he said? They're trying to design a submarine that they can send through space
Can I
to
hear
land
more,
on this
Kieran?
moon of Saturn."
Can I hear more of your airsoft story?
To dig in,
Were you really the Andy Town assassin?
to dig in to the ice on this moon, get under the ice and
Tell
go
me
through the
more
lakes to
about
see what
Stay
the life
Clear.
is
Can't
like
be
there.
knocked off course, can I? Like,
No,
Can I
have
hear
to
more
finish this.
Stay Clear
And I was saying,
B-sides?
you can't even get fucking Just Eat to come to certain parts of Lisburn, like, and they're sending submarines to a moon of Saturn.
Cassini.
And then the
Don't have the people build it did that one fucking last year?
see the thing that you were saying there about everything being pointless. You're sort of sitting there going, I worry about stupid
what's
shit,
that
but
called?
that's all about reality then. And like he was talking about how like that we are very potentially the most, if not one of the most developed planets in whatever this fucking thing is in space.
Yes.
And saying,
Weird.
therefore, we must value the life and value what we do on this planet.
Okay, I'm
because,
back in.
You know what I mean? Because he was basically saying, like, that's why you should care about global warming, greenhouse gases.
Oh, no, don't
why
care
you
about
should
that.
care about, like, your product placement and all that.
Yep.
I
So
just
good.
realised I do care about it all.
I care about it as well.
Yeah.
Just when he was disparaging that Manscaped stuff, I no Blaster 20, I love it. It matters to me.
It's very interesting then.
Yeah, all that stuff's
brilliant.
mad, isn't it?
It ma- Got anything coming up comedy wise?
Worst gig ever. Go.
Unreal. It was
How long does
brilliant.
Brian Cox do? He enchants you the way he talks. Like.
Mate, it was very
Did he talk-
engaging. He came out and did an hour and a bit, maybe an hour,
They talk about global warming.
a wee bit. but
Imagine
Talking about
Brian
things
Co-
only getting wetter. Things will only get wetter.
No, because I think what he was trying to communicate was more that things would get hotter and turn into a fiery hellball of death
Yes.
for everybody if we
Imagine
were in the atmosphere.
But if it gets hotter, the water melts, the ice melts.
Yeah,
we all
but then
disappear,
and
we
then
all
after that, the
swim.
water boils and we
We're
all
in
turn
water
in.
world, and you'll have wee gills in behind your ears.
I hate him. Anyway,
Imagine Brian Cox interviewing Louis Theroux. Imagine
Oh,
that.
what a fucking
Those two
tedious
energies.
cunt he is.
Wow.
what a
can you-
what?
Yeah,
A
tedious cunt.
Louis?
Oh, there's him and there's a guy
Wow,
on
why are you
YouTube
saying
that
that,
does.
Kev?
There's a guy
Everything
that does
okay?
coffee talk on
I'm beginning to
YouTube.
think things aren't good with Kev.
That was very
Oh, it's
through.
his awkward
I'm
silences.
beginning to think.
Wow.
Where you just
When he
throw
just
something
when he
out
looks
and
at the camera, do you know what he's like? Do you remember the wee boy Norman that was in Fireman Sam? He's
Yeah,
like him.
yeah.
going,
Norman,
Up,
don't
and
start me on
Norman,
Norman
yeah.
Price. 9 out of 10 things that happen
Not
are
his
Norman
fault.
Price's fault. All right, Sam.
Do you know
I'm
why?
sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam. I'm gonna set fire to everyone in Pontypridd
Genuinely,
today.
Norman Price should have an ASBO.
Yeah.
He's
Anything.
literally like
He's an arsonist.
He's an arsonist.
He's
He is
an
arsonist.
actual arsonist.
And Sam's always like, all right, Norman. Thanks, Sam. I won't do it next time.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
seen the
no.
next 5 episodes. You
Yeah.
do,
yeah.
Yeah.
dick.
Out with his microphone glass. Fucking burning amps and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's burning
Wee
stuff
knob.
water. He fucking leaves stuff fucking
'Cause of his
all
hair colour.
plugged in. Eight fucking plugs going into the same socket.
I've got a
Stupid
great
cunt.
idea. Stop you there, Norman. Does something go on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going what? Oh, brilliant one, Norman. Because while this is all cracking, Sam saved your house. The 2 old people next door have died because the carbon monoxide alarm wasn't working.
Nice one, Norman.
Cheers, Norman.
Yeah. You burnt
Oh.
down their dog kennel. You cunt.
You've killed
You know what I
3
mean?
old people today.
And have you ever met Elvis in that?
Elvis and
Elvis?
Fireman Sam?
Yeah.
No.
He's one of the other firemen.
No. This must have been before my day.
Sam's
This
a
was when
one-man
it was-
band, really.
He is. The
It's
rest,
animated, isn't it?
the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
it
it's not-
was
it's
all
not stop motion?
No, it's like
It's
that.
animated.
You know-
It's like the computer animation.
Shite.
I don't
Dunno.
think so.
The old
so.
ones were class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
Tell you
still,
what.
they still show those old
Do
ones.
they still do the song? Is it the song the same?
How's it go?
He's always on the scene. Fireman Sam and his engines bright clean. Fireman Sam you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
So I don't even think they do that because see nowadays they're all like ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bow.
Yeah, it's all fucking
They're all
Paw
like
Patrol shit,
yeah.
innit?
Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol,
there on
be
the
there
double.
on the double. Blink-182 do it.
You know,
They
it's a
don't.
bit, it's too much.
It's all changed.
What did
Yeah,
Colin used to do? One didn't it? Bowling for Sheep used to do Phineas and Ferb.
Really?
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
What
Roland
about
used to watch that.
Trumpton? You remember that far back? No.
Nah.
What
It
was
like
it?
the original Fireman Sam, Trumpton. Hugh, Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert
For
Double and Grub.
Yeah, I was.
No,
you're
I was
way
even
older than
before
us.
my time.
Yeah, well, fucking, you know.
Kev sitting there going, I remember rationing.
Muffin.
There's nothing I love better than a
you remember-
margarine on a piece of bread.
Do you remember listening to Lord Haw Haw during the Blitz?
on the wireless. Now you've got wireless pube shavers. You know what I mean? I've seen it all. I've grown up through a multitude of times.
That is all space and all.
The space stuff's mind blowing.
It is.
I don't know.
And-
I don't know how you stay sane working on that stuff.
Well, Oliver Jeffers, who's been on before, do you know?
It's all made up, though.
Do you know Oliver, author, illustrator from here?
Yes.
He has an exhibition
idea.
that tours where well, he isn't heard of you guys either. He has an exhibition that tours, and it's the distance between the planets in like, so it's like a far smaller scale,
Right,
obviously. But like you stand there and there's like Earth,
Aye, they did that up in Black Mountain, didn't
and
they?
then you walk
Aye.
to the sun,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it goes on. So it like goes on for ages. But I think
Sounds
that.
like a lot of walking.
Yeah.
What's your beef with Oliver, the respected,
No beef.
Author and illustrator.
No beef with him.
phenomenally
Sounds like,
talented?
sounds like a lot of walking. I prefer to go and sit and be told.
Have you ever seen the, do you know the wee solar, have you ever seen how we move through? Like, you know, you have the sun in the middle type of thing, and then we're all going round the outside, but have you ever seen the 3D version of it?
Yeah.
That's frightening. That's
like
frightening. It's like a
fucking
fucking
everything all
spiral.
going like fucking
We're all
like-
spiraling out of...
See, I think with your family, like you just learn too much.
Planet Robbins.
It's not even, it's not an intentional thing, it's just we're sponges. We soak it up.
Kev's also a sponge in the sense that, you know, he'll ask you for like the leavings on your plate.
Have you two ever had a real big fight ever, like growing up or anything? Like did
Digging match?
We've had a couple of times where we've smacked each other, like, but
Yeah.
nothing serious.
Not in the faces.
Yeah.
You know, just body shots.
No,
Do you argue at all now?
no hair
about
and
anything?
face. What?
Do you argue at all?
No,
About
I
it?
Not
just
really. We
scream
just
into
don't
your
speak to
pillow.
each other for a couple of weeks, and then it's fine.
Do you huff with each other?
No.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
The last time Twanky
yeah.
huffed at me. Twanky huffed at me once because I laughed at him when he was trying to park the car.
No, we've told that story.
I know,
Fuck
I know,
you.
I've told it. I'm just
Do you know-
saying.
do you know
Which
when-
he's had the last laugh because you drive him now.
Yeah,
Do
well,
you-
that's
do you
it.
know?
yeah.
I definitely huff with him one day. Like, this was
Can't
in
wait
the
to hear this.
in the last 2 years. No, you know this because you actually came in. It was when we were living next door. You actually came in, and I was having an absolute meltdown of a day.
Oh, sorry. When
And I'm
he's
on-
having a
What
meltdown
was
of
wrong,
the day.
Kieran? Did you have to work?
Yeah, I'm on the phone getting basically fucked over about a TV show I've been working on for a number of years, and on the day when I'd taken pretty much every inch of shaft that BBC had to offer.
Human.
Unlike the
Kev
Roman
comes in.
statues, it was a
Human-
big.
Kev comes in and
the
goes-
human salt cellar comes in
Kev
to pour himself on his wound.
and goes, it is what it is. And I'm
like a Love Island contestant.
I'm gonna rip every tooth out of your skull and
Wait,
make you eat it with
Will that
less
get you
teeth.
down?
Yeah,
You're all
so,
right,
So
you know.
that's real. That's real.
did
But
you
I
get
didn't know you were
cross on him?
huffing at that. Did I?
I'm over it.
I didn't know you huffed at it.
Oh,
You must have huffed after
I
it.
know what
huff.
you do. So he didn't at the time go,
Aye.
that's really unhelpful. And then you have a thing.
Just starts swirling around his head on it.
A week later, mate, is everything all right with you? Yeah, everything's fine. That's the worst. Give it then and there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hash
No,
it out.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, you've done something, Tim.
You've crossed Caesar.
I'll get this in a week.
Yeah,
Out there
I
going,
hate that.
What do you mean by it? What did you mean when you said that?
You do it at the time.
Tell the truth, though. You
Hey,
don't actually get that off.
You
No,
don't go
no.
to bed on,
I'll send them in a letter.
You don't
What?
go to bed on an argument.
No, I
No.
never do that.
No.
I never
Go
do
to
that.
bed on an
I never
argument.
do.
We're very
Tend to go to
good.
bed
We will
on bed.
tell each other. We will tell each other, and be like, "Stop being a wee dick."
Do you know? Do you know what'll happen? If we ever have had a row, the way it usually resolves is one of us walks in the room where the other one's sitting, nearly laughing, and goes, "All right, you come,"
Yeah.
and that's done.
And then there's the makeup sex.
I was about to say something horrific there.
Kev second, so my brother got that ass.
Unbelievable.
Breaking in back doors.
It's cool you guys joke about this.
Yeah,
Literally brothers.
yeah. Bincest. That's what it fucking smells like after.
Get a wee pint of bin juice to finish off the night.
That's wild. Do you two ever go on holiday together? Would like to go on holiday together?
Don't think we've done that in a while, have we?
Where was the last place we went on holiday together? Port Stewart or something?
No.
Oh, Galway. Galway, the trip back from Galway, that's where really the noodle bar was born.
Was
wasn't
that the last time we were on holiday
Couldn't
together?
be. It probably
It
is,
fucking
though.
might be. That's mental.
But like, being with you is like a holiday.
It's a jolly holiday with Kieran. When Kieran holds your hand, it feels so great.
What is one moment from like his career that's made you where you've watched him and been like, whoa?
Well, definitely like the SSE was up there when I stood backstage, but at the side of the stage, and just watching.
We call that side stage.
What's that?
I'm just saying we call that side stage.
And watching him doing that and hearing the crowd out there was phenomenal. But I think you do continue to impress me, mate.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like he does so much that nobody sees. He really does, and it's
Do a lot of
they wouldn't
dance at
believe.
home.
Yeah. That's the strangest thing I've ever had
Run
from him.
DMC
Though.
and Jason Nevis.
That was some of the best
That-
crack though, was doing the dance studio
But
stuff for the SSE.
strangest message I've ever had was, "Can you do me a wee favour on the Monday before the SSE? Can you do me a wee favour?" And I knew it was a big week for him, so I went, "Whatever you need, mate." And he goes, "Meet me in the dance studio on Boucher Road." You're the only person who has ever said, "Meet me at the dance
And then he
studio."
sent another message. He went, actually, I'll need you to drive me there too.
Yeah.
Meet me in my car.
No,
Have you got spare leg warmers?
When I say to Kev, meet me somewhere, it assumes that I'll drive to his house and then he'll take it from there.
Yeah. But no, honestly, like the stuff that he does is just fucking.
But it's like that, though. That's the
mind-blowing.
way I look at whenever
like that-
you're doing music and all.
Yeah, but then I watch you. Fucking nowhere near what you're doing, like. But the stuff that you're doing, even whenever you're in doing the in Labrys are doing that stuff, up in Derry doing that stuff, and you're like, fucking, it really, genuinely, you go, Jesus Christ. And I love it when you just drop something, you know what I mean? When
Yeah,
you
like
just
an
go
off the cuff.
Yeah.
Because that's
hateful,
really...
hateful line.
Because if you've travelled around, you've seen some of the material.
Yeah.
But if it's something off the cuff that
He near made me drop 4 pints one night in the Empire.
I was
That
tickling him.
was one of the first.
Walking behind him with a massive feather going.
Tip of that feather got really dirty. Yeah, but unreal. So.
I could see you guys setting time aside in the day to tickle each other.
Oh, here. Do you know what Twanky loves the most, though?
Oh, don't fucking.
Hang on, watch. Just let me show the people. Twanky loves a good poke in onto the arm, right? Where you get him.
Can we start it? Do you want people? We're saying to people start doing that.
Do you know what
Oh,
happened?
yeah,
see
yeah.
Kieran
Do you know
out?
what, lift his arm up.
Do you know what
straight
happened?
out
Guys,
my
if you're
finger.
watching and you see Kieran out and about, don't be afraid to lift his arm
loves it.
and just get in there.
Do
and
you know what
tickle.
Do you know what him and our Declan used to do? They would grab me, right? This was when I was like, they would have been like 18, 19 or whatever. I was like 11, right? One of them would grab my 2 arms and hold me, throw me down basically, and then pull my arms up, and the other one would come in to drill my armpits.
I thank God you said drill your armpits.
And go like this. The drill of the armpit was the hard finger going, and they would go like this, like that there. And mate, it makes you laugh, but it's sore.
It's
and
uncontrollable laughter.
You can't breathe.
It's like the perfect mix of
You laugh
agony
and then you can't get
ecstasy in it.
you can't get Aaron.
Now, when you saw
blue.
this when you saw them coming, were you like, oh no?
you never saw
Or
it.
You
were
wouldn't
like,
see them
oh,
coming.
no?
You'd be stand talking, and the next thing they just go and
End
next
up
thing
in the middle of Curry's
and then
street.
and it was like that thing
From
where
home.
when we were watching.
Kev.
That's where when we were watching.
Kev.
Yeah.
What?
Do you think you could hold Kieran?
No, fuck off.
Oh, mate.
Fuck off! I don't want that now. Don't be a dick. I'll
No.
break your hands. It's
won't.
different.
I won't.
When I was 11, I couldn't resist. Now
Tell you
I
what
will
I'll
do
do.
everything in my power. Fuck
Look, I'll
off.
tell you what I'll do, right?
touch me.
No, listen, I won't do it on 2 arms.
No, fuck off. I'm
Right,
not-
hold on.
Right.
No.
Just listen, you let
Look at me.
that boxer
I'm getting
fucking
very
punch
small.
you.
I'm getting very
Just right.
small.
Will you do
Hang
the
on.
holding and I'll get in?
I'm gonna try.
Or do you
He's
want me to
actually
hold?
quite tense.
I'm not letting you
If
in.
you need the lever, if you need the leverage.
I'll only do this if we all agree to take one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Right then.
Right.
Don't
No,
force
but
it then.
one of you goes
Put
first.
your arm, right, go.
No, you go first.
Go.
Right, Kev. I'll
Fall
go.
under your arm.
Voluntary arm.
arm each?
I'm doing one arm.
Right, I'll do each of you. Right.
Right.
Right. Ready? I'll do Kieran first. Ready?
Go.
He's not hitting the real spot though. It's lower down. Does it get you?
Right, you do it to him.
He made me snort. Don't you be going anywhere?
I know.
You're
You
next.
do- you do
The
Shane.
2 of us
You
get
do
him.
Shane.
The 2 of us
My
get
ribs will
See, that's the
Right.
bit. That's what your ribs will what?
Kevin.
him. Right, come on.
No, he
I'm
didn't.
dainty.
No, he said. But
No,
he
you
didn't
just
hit
said
the
he
right.
didn't get the right spot. Can I say something? I guarantee at the end of a working day, Kevin, the drill, please.
Sitting with nothing but a bow tie on.
You know, Kevin, you're an excellent footman, but are you a drillman? You know, just cover him in black and Declan.
Dan, I don't know what time we started this episode. We're good. We're gonna go for a nice lunch. So I'm sure you'll be very proud of him when he sings the entire Phantom of the Opera
Yeah.
soundtrack at
I
the
can't
Opera
wait.
House.
I've seen
I have to show you
parts, I've
promo we
previewed
made
it.
for that, by the way.
I've seen
Oh,
parts.
I'll show you some promo if you show me some promo.
Oh, let's do that.
What about
let's
that?
do that.
This guy is gonna sing. We always want to clarify that. You're gonna sing so there's no stand up. He's gonna sing the entire Phantom of the Opera soundtrack. You're talking about maybe doing a little bit of stand up at it. So if anyone 50-50 on it, it's all singing the Phantom. Because why would he call it Phantom of the Opera House and design the poster like that? Kieran Bartlett sings the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack. If you like that, get along to the shows. And when is it?
23rd or 20th of September. It's all stand up.
I'm going to be opening for him doing the Sarah Brightman bits.
I don't know what that means.
Sir Brightman
Never seen Phantom of the
played Christine in the original production of Phantom of the Opera. Hits that big squeaky high note. I tried to hit it one day and I actually ended up on one of the moons of Saturn. That's how high I was.
Wow, that's very the Bartlett
sure
boys,
you
thanks very
did,
much
Kieran.
for
Thanks a million for having me
thanks
on.
for
Thanks
coming
very
on.
much.
It's
Great
always a
times.
pleasure, and let's go and have a yummy lunch.
Let's
Yeah,
do
sounds
that.
great.
Let's do that.
ShaneToddComedy.com for tickets for my live shows. We're already out, are we? What? Yeah, all right. No, we're not. We're not. One, two, three. Good afternoon.
See the Westling.
That is the horniest thing I've ever heard.
Mervyn.
Bring daddy some of those chicken and waffles.
Mr. Potter.
I feel gushy.
This is unbelievable.
This is absolute chaos.